Hi everyone, I am Deeksha. Welcome back to IELTS Prep by LeapScholar, and today we are going to look at how to introduce ourselves in the best way possible in the IELTS exam. Well, all of us already know how to introduce ourselves. It's not a difficult task. So why am I doing this? Well, simple because first of all, it's going to be your first impression. Not just that, it is also the part where the examiner is going to think of or narrow down to a rough band at which you currently are, which is why this is extremely important. So in this video, I'm going to show you 8 very common errors that we inadvertently end up making and what we can say instead. Alright, so the first thing we do when we introduce ourselves is to tell our name. And have you heard people say, myself Deeksha Mehta? Well, this is wrong because you've used the reflexive pronoun myself in the wrong way. Instead, you could simply say, hello, I am Deeksha Mehta, or hello, my name is Deeksha Mehta. This is much better, it's also grammatically correct. Now, the second thing that comes to our mind is to quickly jump to which city we are from. Hold on to your horses. Have you even greeted the examiner properly yet? You haven't asked him how he's feeling today. So, how to do that? Now, another error is when students say, how are you doing today? Well, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing is a better way to do this would be to instead indirectly frame this and ask him, I hope you're doing well. So this doesn't elicit a response from the examiner. It doesn't put him on a spot, and that is why this is much better. It's an indirect, formal and more politer way of asking him how he's doing today. Alright, now let's switch to error number 3, which is now talking about the city that you're from. And have you heard people say, I belong to Delhi only? Now there are again 2 errors here. The first is the use of the verb belong, which is supposed to be used if you're talking about possession or if you're talking about affiliation or membership to a club. So for example, I belong to this political party, or right? And the second error is the incorrect use of the word only. So instead you could simply say, I'm from Delhi or I live in Delhi. Error number 4 is talking about your hometown by saying I stay in Delhi or I'm staying in Delhi. Both of these are wrong because of the difference between stay and the verb live. The verb stay talks about temporary situations, whereas the verb live is used for more permanent ones. Also, don't use the present continuous tense. Again, it is used for talking about temporary situations. So instead, you could say something like, I live or reside or dwell in Delhi. The next error is when you talk about your qualifications. So saying something like, I passed out from DU in 2015. This is incorrect because pass out means to become unconscious or to suddenly become unconscious because you are unwell. So instead, you could be more specific and you could say something like, I have completed my master's in English and I've majored in linguistics. You could replace these fields with your area of expertise. The next error that we are going to cover is when you talk about your job. So saying something like, I am teacher. Again, there's an article missing here. The article A is missing and also it provides no other information. You need to add more chunks of information. For example, you could say, I have been teaching English with a reputed organization since 2015. So if you see, there are 2 to 3 different pieces of information in the same sentence. Alright. The next error that we're going to look at is for people who are not working or studying at this particular moment in time. So how to tackle this question? That's alright, you don't have to be embarrassed about it. All you need to do is serve it to the examiner in a nice platter. For example, you could say something like, currently I am neither working nor studying, and follow this up with a valid reason. The next error that we're going to look at is when we are talking about our hobbies. So instead of saying, I love watching TV, you could be a little more specific and you could say something like, I am a movie aficionado and I love watching movies which are based on real stories. So these were my common errors that I've noticed students make. I hope this video helped you, and do like and comment and subscribe to our channel IELTS Prep by LeapScholar. Thank you. Bye-bye.